Welcome to the GCN Tech Show.
This week, it's Conor and I, because I'm back from my Italian adventure and Alex has gone on another adventure. But we've got loads this week, including Pogačar's new bike that he had for the Worlds, very bling, as well as Zwift is 10 years old, so celebrating their 10-year anniversary, and there's a bunch of new stuff coming out on that. And we also have our main talking point this week.
Yeah, 7 bits of really useful tech that you should consider for your next endurance ride.
Yeah, well, we thought that'd be good because between us, we've got a lot of endurance experience.
We've actually racked it up quite a lot now.
So first up, I'm going to say bone-conducting headphones.
Okay, so I've never used these before.
Right.
I'm interested to hear this.
So it's a controversial thing, okay? Now, in the past, I've often said how much I hate headphone use while riding, and I do. I stand by that, and I've ranted about it, and then I've seen hilarious things where Sai has been riding along with headphones in.
Love is brilliant. Love is pure.
And I stand by it. I think headphones deprive you of a key sense you have when riding, which is your hearing, and that makes it dangerous with things that you don't see, like cars coming up behind you and stuff. And I absolutely do not recommend anyone rides with headphones in. I know people do, and it's quite a divisive issue, but that's my stance on it.
Yeah, there's a time and a place, I think. There's some areas where you can. It is easier, on more remote, like gravel roads or longer climbs where there's not as many other road users.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, busy roads, no-go.
But what I have found is, and we're not sponsored by bone-conducting headphones at all, but I found that on like long endurance rides, particularly when it's solo, like having some music to listen to breaks it up. Or like having a podcast or having like an audio book. Like I've got through some audio books doing it, which is great. And the thing is with bone conducting headphones, because they conduct through your jawbone, they still allow you to hear through your ears and don't block in your ears like an earplug. I've found them just for long things where you are in pain, they distract you a bit from the pain. I think they're great.
Okay, fair enough. I'll look forward to trying them. And you feel like you've got more awareness?
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Okay.
Still have good situational awareness.
Okay, well, my next point that I think you must have for any endurance ride is a power bank, good power bank. Because these days you do have so many electronic devices to charge, your phone, lights, head unit, it adds up. And sometimes you can plan a ride like this and things go awry, you end up riding for longer.
Yeah.
And knowing you have that backup, knowing you can charge things for emergencies, is a big plus.
The beauty of power banks as well is how battery technology has massively improved over the last few years. And you can get ones of all different shapes and sizes. They're often inexpensive. Again, like we're not sponsored by any power bank brand, but I mean, I've got a few different ones. I've got one from a brand called Anchor, and it's like a really light, slim one that just sort of slides perfectly into your jersey pocket. And I'll be able to, out of that power bank, get a full recharge of my head unit and my phone, which is like, that's what you want really. That sort of thing. So if you do an overnight somewhere and then you want to charge it the next day, or if you're just doing a really long ride, like, something that might be up to, 12 hours, or, maybe the ride time isn't 12 hours, but you're out for 12 hours because you've got a few cafe stops or something.
Yeah.
It's good to be able to have
It stops you getting in that situation where your battery is getting low and you've gone longer than you thought you would, and then you have to worry about stopping somewhere and really recharging. It gets you out of that situation, which could happen at like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in that. You've come so far, you want to be able to crack on.
And it's particularly an issue at night when you're using lights. And things like, your Wahoo head unit has got, like, say, a good 12 hours battery, but when you start using all the features on it and you start having the backlight screen on and you start using navigation and all the things that you want to use, that then does deplete the battery a bit and doesn't quite hypermile that battery. Power bank, mega. But of course, if you were doing really mental long stuff, transcontinental mega endurance, I mean, those guys are all using dynamo hubs as well. Yeah. In addition to a power bank.
Dynamo hub, or you can get some really good compact solar panels now as well. You can charge it, especially if you're riding in a sunny area, you can get that out.
Useless in the UK though.
Pretty rare at the moment. Yeah. Next up though, mitts. Now, I think Ollie's going to take this one, as you can see from his wrist.
Oh, God. Yeah, so I've got a wrist brace on at the moment. This is from my mental ride that I did last week in Italy when we were over in Bassano. Now, yeah, I've basically managed to get some tendonitis in my wrist. Now, during my ride, I didn't actually feel any sort of pain from that. It's just after the ride, it's just completely flared up, and the tendon that goes across the back there is really sort of grainy and stuff. And it's just overuse. And I think the reason why it's this one and not this one is because I was changing gear, reaching my fingers across, and when I do that motion, that hurts a bit more.
Wow.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never known
So
someone's wrist to get that bad.
Apparently skiers get it.
Really?
But what I have found with endurance rides is a lot of the time, normally, like, I don't wear mitts. So as a racer, right, ex-pro racer, what's your opinion on mitts?
Always wear mitts.
Always?
Always wear mitts, yeah.
But I don't see you wearing mitts in, like, a lot of our GCN videos and stuff.
Because I can never find them in my sock drawer. It's always the last thing I'm looking for, and I'm rushing.
But speaking to, like, the other guys, like speaking to Alex, Hank and those guys, their take on mitts, because we get a lot of questions on this, is mitts are, you wear them when you're racing, because if you've got a risk of crashing and coming off, you want to protect your hands, right? And that's the main reason why they would wear them. Like, and I'm the same. Like, if I was doing a race or a criterium, I'm putting mitts on, because there's a heightened risk that you might come down and you don't want to take all the skin off your hands. But just for, like, going out on rides where I don't think there's a risk of crashing, I like the freedom of not wearing mitts, but I've started wearing them all the time. And it is just for the padding, to protect my hands more. And I found that when I've done ultra endurance things in the past, and I remember when I first started cycling as well, like even just doing, say, a 6-hour ride, my hands would feel quite battered as a result. Having some nice mitts with some nice padding on the palm really does help with the reducing vibration and improving comfort.
That's why I would use them in races as well. Like I used to ride a lot more. Like it'd be like 5 or 6 hours a day, really. When you're talking those sort of numbers, you want every bit of comfort you can get.
Yeah.
But honestly, these days I just can't find them in my sock drawer.
Yeah.
I used to have like 6 or 7 pairs. It'd be like socks. You'd just be like, oh yeah.
I think there was also a thing of, like, people perceive it to be quite cool not to wear mitts, because Tom Bonan never wore mitts, even when he did, like, Roubaix and Flanders.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, I'm hard, I don't need mitts. But I like them as well, because they protect the back of your hands from the sun.
That is a good shout, which is very sensitive. So very sensitive to everybody.
I don't want to get old man hands.
Yeah, I always suncream the back of my hands.
Yeah, I do as well.
But mainly, I think when you race, I've seen people who've road rashed their hands. It's not pretty.
But on the topic of sunscreen, that's another thing that I think is an essential bit of tech. But we're going to, obviously, we can be a bit more specific and give a bit better advice to the viewers on this. Something I've found that is really good is using a sunscreen stick, particularly on your face and your forehead. Yeah. Because when you use normal sunscreen and you're cycling, when you sweat, which you do when you're riding, especially, it then drips the sunscreen down and it goes all over your glasses and it goes in your eyes and it stings and it's not good. But if you get these sticks that you put on and you see, like, a lot of people, like sports people, using them and stuff. But, like, the sticks, they don't drip as much, like, into your eyes when you sweat.
Zinc oxide.
Yeah.
So it's also the best sort of sun cream for your skin. It's like, if you have sensitive skin, it's a good shout too.
I am a sensitive soul.
And the water, just like, I get the mickey taken out of me for using zinc sticks. But they're the most amazing thing. They'll be on all day. The water won't run it into your eyes. It's so thick that it will just give you proper protection, especially when it's windy and hot.
I would never take the mickey out of you for that. I think I take the mickey out of you for a lot of things. I won't for that. I think, skin cancer is not cool, is it?
No, and it's also really good for your lips if you're prone to getting dry lips when you're riding and like sunburnt lips. Get it on, and then you'll have no issues.
Yeah. So that's my next good bit of tech. What have you got? What are you thinking?
Frame bag. Got to add a bag in there.
A frame bag, but like one in the frame or one like on the frame?
So this depends on sort of riding you're doing, I think. Obviously for aerodynamics, having it in your frame triangle is a lot better, but I find it can be harder to access depending on the bag you get. You can get some bags, it's all on the zip If you get a good zip, you can get in there really easily and get your bits, but sometimes it can be harder. Having a handlebar bag or a kind of feed bag, they're like these kind of ones that are designed for bottles where you can put your food in and get it on your handlebars.
You know someone's going to take what you just said there and take it out of context and put it as a clip on the internet. If you've got a good zip, you can reach in and get your bits.
You know what I mean, everyone, you know what I mean. But you just, it's all that food, you want to carry extras, you don't want to get cut short at any point on your ride. You want to keep on feeding.
Yeah,
that helps.
I'm a big fan of, like on endurance rides, I think people don't think they're cool because triathletes use them, but like a bento box.
Yeah, amazing.
So it's like bar bags became all the rage and they're trendy, but they're pretty impractical. It's very hard to get into a bar bag while you're riding. You kind of have to stop to get into one. Whereas like having a top tube sort of bento box bag, so useful for like having extra food and getting things while you're riding and getting things in and out.
Yeah, so my issue, I think it depends on the bag. We're getting into bag specifics here. But my issue with a top tube bag is that it can sometimes flap a bit and it hits my knees. So if you get a really good one that stays rock solid,
there are really good ones
out
there,
and
I've used really good ones.
Yeah, so have I, and I've also used really crap ones, and it's so annoying when they flap into your knees.
Yeah.
So that does put me off, and that's where a handlebar bag, you avoid that issue.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than getting 100 miles into a ride and your box starts like flapping into your knees. You get like chafage on your knees.
Oh, it's annoying if it's
so
just
annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else we got, mate? What else are we thinking?
So I think I'd say like Tyre choice. Like how much like we love big tyres now.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
No, do.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
No, for like...
You and Alex have roasted me for riding it with 32mm tyres all the time, and now you're telling me you like big tyres.
Like, not for like if I'm wanting to go fast, but for endurance rides.
Yeah.
I think having done some mental endurance things, people place far too much emphasis on things like weight and aero. And the thing that people don't put enough emphasis on is comfort. Because when stuff starts to hurt, and I'm not talking about the normal things that hurt, like your breathing or lactate because you're going hard. I'm talking about things like your wrist hurting or your bum hurting or like other bits aching in your body. That's what really slows you down.
Yeah.
You know, and that is the difference between doing well in your endurance ride. And you don't want to finish like absolutely ruined, like maybe you do, but that's where the performance lies.
Yeah. What you want to aim for is this magic little spot when you get 6 or 7 hours in where you should be tired, but actually your body is like, hang on a minute, I'm quite comfortable here and I can push on. And then you slot into that and that's where the magic happens and you can like really make a big difference.
I just want to see more road wheel. I genuinely want to see more road wheels that are optimized for wider tyres for like this endurance thing.
Yeah.
But also it's just the fact that having gone and done the efficiency rig testing at Silverstone and seen the impact that wider tyres and lower pressures makes on their like rolling roads and stuff, and show some clips of this, like being able to just instantly back-to-back test the difference in width and pressure like on bumpy surfaces, it's like, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Really?
I mean, it makes me actually want to go ride Paris-Roubaix, like, but on really wide tyres and low pressure.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why I ride 32mm tyres everywhere.
Well, our roads are rubbish. But on the
That's the thing, they're rubbish. They're absolutely rubbish. If you live in like Mallorca or nice roads in southern Spain, then yeah, go for it. But if you live around here, it's like a gravel ride.
Yeah.
Public roads, it is literally like going on for a gravel ride.
Yeah. But on the topic of that, while we're on the topic of comfort, I feel we need to talk about saddles.
Yeah.
Because I think far too many people put up with a saddle that's suboptimal.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm really lucky because I've been riding blooming years, like, but and I've gone through a lot of saddles in that period.
Yeah.
But like, I've managed to find like a saddle which is blooming amazing for me, and that's the thing for me. You know, the right saddle for me isn't going to be the right saddle for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's the key. And I think it's about not accepting the fact that this is just uncomfortable and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And there are saddles out there that will fit you and make a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's a massive difference. And even when you get one that works well, there's a better one than that. But
well, I think this is the thing that a lot of people see new saddles come along and they see things like the short nose saddle. Like all saddles have basically become short nose now, and people think, oh, that's just marketing. They've just come up with, they're just reinventing the wheel, and it's like, well, that's a cynical way to look at it. But when you look at the evolution of bike saddles over the last 120 years, and you see. It's like looking at that diagram of the sort of the Darwinian diagram of like the apes turning into a human kind of thing. It becomes obvious that there is this progression and evolution, and even a bike saddle from 20 years ago just looks completely antiquated.
Yeah, I really noticed this back in the Tuscany Trail. So I used a saddle from Sella San Marco. I used a Regal, and that was a model I used 15 years ago. Pretty much when I was racing, and I loved it then. So I was kind of like interested to see where the improvements would be, but generally using the new version of it, the current modern day one, it was amazing. It was a lot better. And I already liked the old one, so it is interesting to see those advancements being made.
So I used just an SLR boost, Stella Italia SLR boost, and like I say, I've done loads of mental mega long rides now. And pretty much the only bit of me that doesn't hurt at the end of them is my bum, which I think's a win. I'll take it.
Yeah,
everything else hurts.
That's a massive win.
Yeah, I'll have that.
Huge win.
But on the subject of that though, one thing is that while people might think, oh, I want to get the fancy pants carbon railed saddle, for comfort, alloy rail ones are more comfortable.
Okay.
They're better at absorbing vibration.
Okay. Well. I think we've covered quite a lot there. So I think what we want to do now is let you guys put it into the comments. What do you reckon? What have we missed? What's important to you when you're riding an endurance ride? There's a lot of different aspects, I think, to consider when you're going along. It's a simpler effort. It's about riding as long as you can, but once you get into it.
Yeah, but I think the overwhelming message that I would say to people is don't underestimate comfort.
Yeah.
Because I feel a lot of people do now. Yeah. And it's something I'm guilty of.
Yeah, comfort is everything.
It's not everything, but it is.
For me, it's everything.
It becomes a much bigger percentage of everything you're trying to solve.
Yeah, I think for me, even just on my normal rides, you notice it. I've spent years in such an aggressive position, trying to ride as fast as I can for shorter periods, and now I don't have to do that. I can ride more comfortably and enjoy my riding more, and it just translates to everything.
Nice.
But yeah, for endurance cycling, it's the way to go. Right, hot take now, and we are starting off with the bike that Tadej Pogačar used to absolutely fly to victory at the World Championships. 100 kilometres solo, which is incredible. And he did it on this bike. So if you were watching the race, you had a lot of time to wonder what this bike was about.
Ridiculous.
It's pretty cool though. It's a limited edition V4 RS. You can buy it for a cool $17,000 US.
Yeah.
Paint job on it is quite interesting. Now, if you're wondering about why the colours are in this way, if it was just like luck of the draw. I'm
just going to say, it's pretty busy. There's a lot going on.
That's what I thought when I first watched it, but the meaning behind it makes sense. So I'll run you through what every colour has a meaning. Yellow on the bike with Tour de France victories, pink for the Giro win, green for Lombardy and Liège, heavenly blue for Paris-Nice, blue for Tirreno, white for the best young rider at Tour de France, red for the polka dot jersey at the Tour de France, bronze for the Olympic and World bronze medals. He's going to have like a gold bit in there now, isn't he? And purple, because you always need some purple in your life.
I mean, now he's won the Worlds, he'll get a new bike as well.
Yeah.
So there'll be a new one come out.
I like
Another limited edition.
I really like it.
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's cool that it has a bike that encapsulates all of the things that he's been achieving in the last year. I saw a stat that was saying that if he was a World Tour team, just with the points that he's accrued on his own, it's like 19,000 UCI points. Pogačar himself on his own would qualify for a World Tour team licence.
Oh my gosh.
Just with his own points.
It's incredible. Do you know how hard it is to get UCI World Tour points?
How many did you get
None.
in your best season?
Well,
you must have got some. You would have got some for Irish national champ.
Not World Tour points, so when I was racing it was different. I got UCI points, but World Tour points are at like an elevated level.
Really?
Yeah, and they're much more valuable. And you get to the start of the race, you get your road book and you see where the points are available. You're like, I could do that. It goes quite far down. But you just don't realise how hard a World Tour race is. Like, everyone on that start list is legit, like, insane. And it's just brutal. So even to get like a top 50 and get some World Tour points, people will be fighting for that. So,
I can only imagine. He is just absolutely ridiculous. And it's got all these little bits on it as well, doesn't it? All these little
loads
details.
of carbon everywhere.
Like carbon TI rotors that he uses and all that sort of chain rings and stuff.
Well, I must say, though, I think he's copied this design off my Irish Champs bike.
I think he has as well.
I think it looks very similar. Very similar. That was a De Rosa as well. So,
I think he has, yeah.
Anyway, we'll leave that there. But it's a nice... I like the job. I like it.
Cool. Right. Some other sort of industry news, which has been reported elsewhere, but still think it's quite relevant because the Pros Closet has announced it's closing.
Yeah, sad
so
news.
Based in Colorado, but yeah, big like retailer.
Yeah, used bike retailer, kind of like an eBay for bikes, basically.
It was. I mean, we are a bit late to the party at the time of the tech show going out when it will go out on Thursday. But there was like a lot of bargains to be had, I think, hitting around the used bikes and stuff that was their stock that they were trying to get rid of. So that is the one upside, I think.
75%, up to 75% sale. So if you are looking for a bike, at the time of filming, there's still a few available, so do check them out.
I have also heard, which I don't know if this will become public knowledge by Thursday, but of a Tyre brand, which has also gone under.
Yeah. It's tough times.
So I can't say which tyre brand it is, but so I think we're going to see more, which is quite sad. Yeah, and I really hope anyone affected by this news finds a new home and finds somewhere to go after, because it is sad to see these companies struggling. Yeah, really but sad. I do think, I mean, this is still the knock-on from the sort of the COVID sort of thing with a lot of brands then carrying on with this boom, as we've spoken about before in other tech shows. But I do think we're going to bounce back in the cycling industry. I hope. I think we will. I think we will. So to Zwift. Next, Zwift, yes. So, crazy. Zwift, 10 years old. 10 years old. Mad. I've always been a big fan of Zwift. Because I've always done a lot of training sessions indoors. It's always part of my training from when I first started. You're going to school in the winter, you're coming back, it's dark outside, you literally have to get on a trainer if you want to train during the week. I remember I was on the Zwift Beta original back in the day, and I remember it was like there'd be about 100 people riding on it. I feel like a Zwift hipster. I heard of the band that no one had heard of before everyone else. Yeah. It's just makes it so exciting. It's like when I was doing those training sessions as a kid, it's boring. Like you're in your shed, like trying to do anything you can to liven it up. I watch films, I listen to like heavy metal, and but still you're looking at like the wooden wall of your shed, and then Zwift came along, and suddenly you're riding with other people. There's like races, there's events. 10 years ago, it was basically me and DC Rainmaker. That was it. Just having one-on-one battles. Yeah. There was only one route. There was only one route you could do. That was it. Just one little loop around Watopia. That was it. Really? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It was about 25 kilometres long or something. That was it. I can't remember when I first came in on it. But yeah, that's mad, isn't it? And it's changed since then. So many maps, so many races, so many things to do on it. 10 years old. We are celebrating this on GCN with weekly rides. So head over to the GCN Club page, follow us on Zwift, join the club, and you'll be able to keep up to date with all the events which we're doing them rides. And ride with us GCN presenters. We're going to be leading them every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. UK time. We'll have a different presenter on every ride. Please do come along. It'd be great to have you and to chat along. Also, I've seen that there's like sort of Zwift ambassadors who are going to be doing rides on the platform as well. So you've got a chance to ride with people like Sir Chris Hoy. Yeah. How amazing is that? Yeah. Like Mattia van der Poel. Ashley Moorman-Passio, and what's her face? The triathlete. Lucy Barkley. Lucy Charles Barkley, that's her name. She won Ironman Kona, she's incredible. Plus Jan Frodeno. Is he on there as well? He's going as well, loads of people, so check that out. Loads going on Zwift to celebrate this anniversary. We've also got a big video coming out which Dan is leading to celebrate this fact, even chatting to Eric Min, the founder. So stay tuned for that on GCN channel. Look forward to it. Yeah. Time now for comments of the week. And the first comment from this last week is on the last week's show from Hagaga. And this was about, because Conor wasn't here, we were talking about Absolute Black have released this pulley wheel system, right? That they will only sell to you if they deem your bike good enough. So you have to send a picture of your bike. So we were joking and saying there's no way you're getting one.
But I don't know how I've earned this reputation. My bikes are all beautiful specimens.
Yeah. You're not very good at following the bike vault rules, though.
Yeah, I do that on purpose, though, to wind you up. I just do it to wind you up.
Well, anyway, Hagaga says, we were talking about how Ferrari had sued someone, and I couldn't remember who it was. He's answered. So Dead Mouse wrapped his Ferrari in Nyan Cat livery and called it a Purari. He then got sued for it, sold the Ferrari, and did it to a Lamborghini instead, and he named that one a Purican. Very good. I think Dead Mouse played at our graduation ball when I was at Manchester University. Yeah,
That's a big billing.
Yeah, it's good.
Gosh. Right, next comment from Seb Brookhouse. I hope people are spamming the Absolute Back mailbox with pictures of the £82.50 cross bike.
Yeah, please do. That'd be great. Absolutely great, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right, this comment was under the Feathers bike. This is from Jaiki Menkins, 1798. It's hard not to love a champion hill climber when their last name is Feather.
Yeah, I do love a good acronym.
Yeah, it is mad that. That his name is Feather.
It's
brilliant.
Super lightweight dude who flies, floats up mountain. Yeah, Feather. It's good.
What would my name be? Maybe I should just go change it to Mountain or something that signifies big.
Well, you get unacronyms as well. So that's when it's something that's not quite appropriate for someone. So it's like Lance Armstrong. It should be like Lance Legstrong, shouldn't he?
Ah, I get you. So I could be like Conor Little.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, actually.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah. So also under that video, we've got Mer the Blur 33, who said,
Before we move on, I used to have a kayak instructor and his surname was Drown.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That. But anyway, move it on. That's a true story.
Mer the Blur 33 says, really enjoy getting to see the hill climb tech, and Ollie did an amazing job detailing the nuances of Feather's build. Can't wait to see more hill climb coverage. The coast to coast ride Ollie mentioned is one of my favourite videos, as they are due for round 2 with another Chippy T. Yeah, do you remember that when I rode across the north coast to coast of England with Hank, and we had Chippy T's at the end in Rockheads Bay?
Yeah, remember that.
Probably the greatest moment of my life. That was the best Chippy T in the world. That was.
That's why cycling's so good for it. It makes any meal the best meal.
I need another. I'm well up for that. We need to.
We need to do
I'll tell you what I've always wanted to do is get Alan from GCN Italia and get him to experience a Chippy T. Because he's always like, but Ollie, what is this Chippy T? He's never had one in his life. Can you believe that?
You should take him.
I know.
You should take it. That'd be a good video.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. And then there's a comment under your drivetrain video.
Yeah, this is from Dave Kashuba. I've always wondered how to mount my horse when carrying a sword. Thanks, GCN. There you go. You learn something new every day.
Yeah. So for those who are unfamiliar, Conor did a video about why drivetrains are on the right of your bicycle.
Yeah, and one of the potential reasons is dating back to horse riding and horse riding practices. How you carry your sword was traditionally carried on the left-hand side. So most people were right-handed, and you'd draw your sword from the left like that, ready for battle.
Do you know what as well? Napoleon, he had a regiment of left-handed swordsmen on horses,
good thinking,
cavalry, to mess it all up, disrupt it all.
Really?
That's pretty clever, isn't it?
Yeah. I wonder if he'd have had a left-hand drivetrain. You never know. Napoleon been in charge. Don't know too much about.
There you go. Anyway. And then Andrew McAllister said, surely this calls for a video on bike jousting. Well, I think we can play the clip. Play the clip. It's time now for the Bike Vault, where you submit pictures of your bikes and we judge them to be either nice or super nice. If they're super nice, Conor will ring the bell. And if you want to submit your own bike, there's a link in the description below that will take you to our uploader page. Completely free to do so. Get involved. Right, what we got first up this week, mate?
So first up, this has been sent in by Martin Mastrick. This is a Trek Emonda Junior. My son's first road bike. It's definitely small now, so we're saying goodbye to it. We spent many great moments together with it. That is a lovely, lovely.
How's it stood up? Is there a
bike.
shadow stand involved?
Oh yeah.
How is that standing?
Magic. We
you know
baffled
what?
the Bike Vault.
Do you know what? That is without doubt a super nice.
100%.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I love the matching bottle cage as well. Can you imagine being that's your first road bike?
Yeah, beautiful.
Absolutely lucky boy.
Just getting the ease of cycling from the get-go.
Yeah, love it.
And it serves a purpose too. Some nice Shimano Sora group set on there, rim brakes, all looking in great condition as well. External cabling too.
Yeah.
Beautiful in my eyes.
Next up, we've got Velo Vino has submitted a 2023 Specialized Athos, which is kind of a cool photo, but it's a bit underexposed. And then they've said, is the green chainring too much? I can't really see that. I mean, I'm colourblind.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
You can if you look very, very closely. Very, very, very closely and turn your brightness
I
on
have
your
to turn
laptop.
brightness up, Matt.
This is an example of what I spam Ollie with.
Yeah, sort of underexposed.
It could have been a super nice, but
also,
the
do you know
photos let it
what?
down.
It's a Specialized Athos, which is a beautiful bike, right? Mismatched cages. And also, that saddlebag, that weighs more than the bike.
I mean, I'm not one to talk. So.
No, you got definitely not.
I have no jurisdiction here.
It's a nice. What we got next?
So moving on, this has been
Jonka.
sent in by Jonka, and this is an Englishman living in Slovakia.
Slovenia, no? Oh, Slovakia, yeah.
Slovakia, retired to mountainous central Slovakia. I'm sure it's absolutely beautiful.
That looks incredible there.
Doesn't it? Slovakia is on our list from this photo. Great cycling and fabulous quiet roads too. And apparently Slovakia only has a population of 5 million, so pretty kind of easy going, similar to Ireland actually.
I mean,
So
it's nice.
quiet.
I love how clean the drivetrain is, that cassette and the chain, beautifully clean, but weird sort of jaunty angle and there's lots of gubbins going on. And I'm concerned about that frame bag rubbing the paint on the top tube.
Well, you could have some little tape on there.
I don't think there is.
Yeah, give him a benefit of doubt.
It's a nice that.
It looks like a beautiful place and a beautiful bike to ride
does.
on there. But as Ollie said, photos letting things down again. Moving on to yes.
Yes.
So when you do submit these bikes to the uploader, please, when it says, are you able to show your name?
Don't discriminate. This person's name might be yes.
No, I think they just said, Ollie, yes, I'll share my name.
Yes.
Sorry if your name is yes.
So yes has submitted their Factor Ostro VAM. Proper cool this. It's got the upgraded, bigger SRAM red chain rings on there, 5236.
Yeah.
That's the sort of new ones. GP5000s, 170mm cranks, nice,
That's
it.
nice, doesn't it?
Good, clean background. It looks, but I mean, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks
That
nice.
is a very, very nice bike.
Like the cockpit on there, those bars look comfy. Like quite a long stem too.
Yeah, I think that's a super nice.
Yeah, super nice,
Yeah.
that one.
I like that.
There we go, into the bike vault. Moving on to this one. I love this. So this has been sent in by Andrew. Nishiki Road Bikes, the restoration project. Found it in a second-hand store, circa 1975. 10 speeds, been stripped down, repainted. Now uses a second bike. It's got 28mm wheels. 20mm wheels. Rides very smooth for a steel frame, weighing in at 25 pounds. All parts are original, except for the tyres, bar tape, brake pads, cables.
I love that.
That is nice, isn't it?
It's a sort of bit of a weird sort of jaunty angle, but I'm going to let it slide because that sort of alloy dork disc on the back.
Yeah, amazing.
I've not seen an alloy spoke protector, and people, the crappy plastic ones that they have to put on. People know how much I dislike those, but when it's like a dedicated machined alloy piece, I'm all for it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? And especially on the crankset, similarly.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm up for it. Yeah,
love it. Right,
that's super nice.
Super nice that. Moving on to I think this has been sent in by Drew. You want to take this one, mate?
Oh yes, that is nice.
I do. I love the paint job on this.
It is very good.
Yeah.
It's he's also says he's upgraded the group set on that to Ultegra 12 speed. Very nice. I like the bottle cages. Very neat. He's got the saddlebag on there and stuff, but it's all very neat and clean. I'm into it.
Yeah, whack it through.
Not quite in biggie smalls. He's in the middle of the cassette, but he has aligned his wheels and tyres.
I think we should let this. I just love that green. It's lovely, lovely green.
You love green. You love green.
I like a vibrant green as well.
Why is that? Why do you love green? Is it anything to do with where you claim to be from?
I'm Irish, Ollie.
Yeah,
I'm
you
Irish
sound
and
it.
proud.
I mean, yeah, you sound it. Yeah.
I may have grown up in the UK, but I'm Irish and proud.
Yeah.
And that will always be the case.
Yeah.
But I like the vibrancy of the green as well. It pops.
All right.
So we're putting it through.
We'll go through.
Right, the next one. This
is the last one this week.
This is pretty special, actually.
Wow.
This is. I'm going to put this out there. This is one of the best bikes I have ever seen, personally.
And it's from Ruaria de Mer.
Yeah. So it's a Super 6 Cannondale Nano Black. Very rare, this.
Do you know what, as well? That's been resprayed and they've put the modern Cannondale logo stenciled on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It is. This is an insane bike. So 2013, 2013 year model, size 54. Took 2 years to get this in the right size. You nearly bought it off. It sounds like you nearly bought it off the owner, but they didn't want to let it go. So it took a lot of persuading, and he eventually managed to buy it off the person that it got sold to. So it sounds like a bit of a story there.
AX lightness, mega crazy wheels on it.
Yeah.
Like one by little. So it's a full hill climb build. I mean, these things are incredible. And a shadow stand.
Oh, yeah.
Put it there for that.
There we go.
I mean, a bike like this deserves the best.
Yeah.
That is, I've got a soft spot for these. I think that classic shape. I love how light they are, how stiff they are. These old Cannondales like this, they did just ride amazing.
Yeah, beautiful.
The only thing that would let them down, because I owned several of them, and I've still got one of these actually, squirreled away as just a frame in my house somewhere, is that BB30 bottom brackets that were just a bit pants.
Yeah.
But that's without doubt super nice.
Yeah, it's the lines on them, I think. Like,
it's great, isn't it?
Such beautiful lines, and the fact with the low profile wheels, it just complements
it. Suits it. A lot of bikes now, they look a bit pants when you don't put deeps in them. But that
suits it.
Oh, beauty.
Yeah, especially with Tamworth tyres. So there we go. I mean, that's definitely super nice. No question of that. Straight in there.
I'm with you. That could be like my favourite bike vault submission ever.
Yeah, I can't speak for the entire bike vault for me personally.
It's a great photo as well. It's blooming great, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful.
Exemplary.
This is perfection.
Right.
And this is what I try and spam Ollie by not doing. Just to wind him up on Instagram.
Me. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed the show. That's all we've got time for this week. And make sure you like and subscribe and all that jazz we haven't before. And hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.